Hello and welcome back to the continuing videos that I'm doing here at CeBIT 2018. But once again, this is about the Synology Solution Exhibition taking place right next door to CeBIT. How convenient. Anyway, so I've gone back to them and seen a lot of the new units that we're going to be seeing throughout the rest of this year being released later in the part of the year. And a lot of you guys had questions over the last few weeks since we originally brought these devices up at Computex 2018. And what I've done is I've aggregated all the questions together, and they're all going to be down there at the NAS Compare link and at SPAN. And what I wanted to do is talk about the top 4 questions that I had from you guys, and I asked them directly at Synology for their responses. So I apologise for any noise issues here. You try finding somewhere decent to film around here. Anyway, first and foremost, I'm looking at my notes down at the bottom. What is the expected price of the RS1619XS Plus? Well, first thing first, there is no device like this at the moment from Synology, and Synology themselves are pretty rubbish when it comes to giving prices on these devices. In the past, whenever they've given prices, it's always been about 6-7 weeks prior to its eventual release. And when that does happen, a lot of the time these fall in line with their predecessors, but of course in this scenario there is no predecessor. So when I asked them directly about release dates and asked them about availability, their answers were understandably a little bit vague, as they always are. But what I can tell you is the fact that one, the release date is scheduled for the end of Q3, which is quite nice. So again, you're looking at October sort of time. And secondly, with regards to price, they're saying the price is going to be comparable to that of the DS3018XS, which isn't a huge surprise, but at the same time it's nice to get some level of confirmation. They wouldn't give any actual figure, and let's face it, with the hardware this device has, and if you don't know, do go to the link in the comments. Awful noise. Then you will know that the price is at least going to be in the 4 figures. I think somewhere around the £1,200 to £1,500 overall. Next, is this going to have a redundant power supply version? Well, there will be. There was a lot of mix-up, really, with regard to the Synology Solution Exhibition and promotion of the Taiwanese event and the German event taking place about a week and a bit apart. And although both of their promo websites showed a list of part numbers, which for Synology is very rare indeed, one item did differ greatly, and it was this 4-bay. So to answer your questions, yes, there is going to be a redundant power supply version, and it will have the same hardware. There might be a slight difference in the CPU, but Synology weren't prepared to commit at this time. So the RS1619XS Plus is definitely going to be the better of the two. That's the non-redundant power supply version, and there is going to be a redundant dual PSU version in the form of the RS1619RPXS. What a long name. Anyway, so the price difference was probably going to be about 300 or 400 Nika. They didn't say that, but going by the history of Synology and redundant power supplies, that's what we're going to be looking at. So next, can you exchange this XS series device with your existing XS NAS? Now, that is a peculiar question. I was asked it twice, surprisingly. I was amazed I got asked it once. But it is an interesting question once you really look at what the XS series from Synology is. It's their range where it arrives with a 5-year warranty, Synology replacement service if there's any damages or problems. It's kind of their high elite tier of NAS. And therefore it's not hugely surprising that some people out there might feel a bit gypped if, like a year ago, you bought what you consider to be an ideal solution and then realised that you think the 1619 XS Plus is a real great solution. Now, I've asked Synology directly about this, and they flat out, no, that's not something they're prepared to entertain. And in their defence, what brand would? Otherwise, all the work and hardship that goes into research and development and creation of these devices would be somewhat undermined if people buy them so they could send them back a year from now. This isn't buying clothes on the internet. So unfortunately, that isn't something Synology are going to entertain. The existing unit you have, more than likely going to have that 5 years warranty as well as a Synology replacement service. For those out there that are still looking for this kind of hardware now, then maybe look for the DS3018XS. It's that 6-bay desktop model, but apart from that, you are going to have to wait this bad boy out. And again, this is definitely one of the ones I would wait for. Finally, is the RS1619XS Plus going to feature BTRFS and SHR? Once again, I reckon about 95% of the audience are going to say, of course it will, stupid question. But the other 5% of you know better, because some of the XS series, although it's arrived with high-end CPUs, some Xeons here, and an Atom prior to that, there's been Pentiums and more. Even though it's arrived with this hardware, sometimes it hasn't supported BTRFS or SHR Synology Hybrid RAID. Now I can pleased to confirm that this will arrive with both features and functionality. Now I have called it BTRFS file system. I know I've said the word file system twice, come on, let it go. But there are other questions about these devices, and they will be down there on the NAS Compare article, which I'll update throughout the week. If you've got any questions about Synology about these devices, their software or their hardware, then do let me know in the comments. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next video.